Good evening, everybody. Hope you are all having a wonderful night. Wait for a few minutes, see if get some people pop in here. I'm kind of late getting on, so there's one and a like already. Look at that. I'd be ecstatic to see that counter go like up to 50. That would be really cool. Don't know that that'll ever happen with my live streams because I'm just an old boring old fart. I did get my mop cut, Steven. You know, I usually go to this gal right in downtown here, and we got this thing called Pioneer Days going on, and she was closed for Pioneer Days, so I was like, I'm not waiting. So I went to one of the chain stores, Great Clips, and had them cut this thing because it was driving me nuts. She could have gotten a little shorter on the top. Well, you can see my freaking nice big old freaking hole in my head where I clobbered the rack at work. But she could have got the top a little shorter, but biggest thing is to not curling into my ears. That was driving me crazy. So the events of the week that have unfolded. Crazy. I had to put an engine in a 2022 Tahoe. GM is having a terrible time with the 6.2 liters right now. They're failing left and right. And I don't know if it's a machining error, if it's a manufacturing error. But the one I had, it actually still started and ran, but it drew so much current, it blew the 400 amp starter fuse. And it was on the verge of locking up. I mean, I got it to run, but it, anyway, I knew it was going to have to come apart, so I went ahead and pulled it out. And number 1 through number 4 rod bearing was just smoked. And the thrust bearing was gone out of the crank. Just, I don't know. They're having a hell of a time with them, that's for sure. What's up, Mike? Good to see you. Got my regulars coming in for the Saturday night hoopla. And I appreciate y'all coming in and saying hi. But anyway, so I get this engine all put back together and get it back in the Tahoe because they're screaming for it, of course, because parts availability has been kind of stupid, ridiculous. And I get this thing all back together, hit the key and nothing. And just the lights are going berserk on this thing. Everything's flashing. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I dug out the old laptop and hooked it up and see what was going on. And long story short, there's a connector that holds communication lines in between the modules and all the wiring harness and everything else put together. That's just one I missed. But I got it fired up Friday before I left for the weekend. I was happy about that. But anyway, it's crazy how bad these things are failing right now. But don't know if they'll ever fix it. They're trying to do away from all the gas burning engines anyway, so They figured if they just make crappier quality and no availability for parts, maybe it'll force people to buy an electric. Dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's just my opinion. Well, brake lights are kind of important, Mike. I'm glad you got cruise control too. But if you didn't have brake lights or cruise control, most likely the brake light switch is bad. Because that'll keep the cruise control from engaging. Sorry, my nose itches. Oh, goodness gracious. I wonder if Doc's going to make it in tonight. I haven't seen him yet this time. Of course, I am getting on here kind of late. Wife's best friend came down, and she's paying a visit to us. So it's nice to have the company. Yeah. Sometimes they're not fun to get at, for sure, Mike. I know I ordered my dad a 99 Tahoe brand new when I worked at one of the other dealerships, and ordered it with all the bells and whistles, the optional gears and the differentials and heavy duty everything on it. And anyway, he calls me one day and said, "Hey, my brake lights quit." It's like, all right, I'll come over and take a look. Didn't have anything. Brake light switch wasn't working, so I put a brake light switch in it. Worked like a charm. Calls me a week later. He says, "Hey, my brake lights ain't working again." I says, "Well, maybe I got a bad switch." So I got another switch, put it in, it worked again. And he calls me about a week later. He says, "Hey, my brake lights are quitting again." It's like, what the hell is going on here? So this time I did some more digging on it, and in that year they used a jumper harness probably that long that it goes in between the brake light switch and the instrument panel harness. And I took my thumb and ran across the wire, one of the wires for it, and as it's bent down, and all of a sudden it just made a sharp 90-degree turn. I was like, that's interesting. So I pulled on it right there a little bit, and it just broke. What had happened is the wire, there was a problem with the wire apparently from the factory, and it got bad enough to where it couldn't hold the load. And there was just one strand of that wire that was making contact, and every once in a while it would break right there. It just wouldn't be enough to hold it. So I basically had to repair that wire between them, and they never had another problem out of it. Just dumb stuff like that. But doesn't look like we're going to have a whole lot of activity on here tonight. Excuse me. I had to get up early in the morning. I'm on breakfast duty in the morning. So we're going to have bacon and eggs and biscuits and gravy. I make the gravy from scratch, and hell yeah, turkey sandwich sounds pretty good. But I picked up some bacon. They had this stupid sale on this bacon, this hickory sweet brand thick cut bacon, and it was a big old package. I think it was a 3-pound pack. But anyway, it was $10 off. Normally $20 a pound, and it was marked at, well, I guess it was $9. It was marked $11 a pound. I was like, can't go wrong there. And the wife really wanted biscuits and gravy this morning, and I pulled the pulled the sausage out of the drawer and it had gone bad. It was like, yeah, we ain't using that. Are you sure about that, Foxy Mama? What are you doing? What are you doing, Foxy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Meow, meow. What are you doing? Hmm? She's not going to let you in there. So, Mike, there's a place here in here close to me. They're a they're a local they're a local grocery store. They're small, but there's a lot of stuff crammed in this place, and most of it's all fresh produce from local farmers and that kind of stuff. And they've got an actual butcher area that it's crazy, but they've got peppered bacon in there, and I've had it, and it's pretty dang good. Um, but it's to find it packaged as peppered bacon is kind of tough. It's tough to find. Um, but it's just not as popular as it used to be. People don't eat it as much as they used to. But anywho, oh, there's a fourth. Somebody popped in here. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. So anyway, last week I talked to you about the Oxido. I've kind of teamed up with them, and um, I haven't got a chance to try their stuff out yet. That's too bad, Mike. Um, so um, if you go to their website, if you like LED bulbs, and they got all sorts of stuff in there besides just LED bulbs. I think they sell a bunch of stuff on Amazon. But anyway, if you go to oxido.com and you purchase something through it, if you use a coupon code IROCKNZ, they'll give you 10% off your purchase, which I thought that was pretty cool. Dude, they've got some high quality stuff too. I left them at work. I'd show it to you, but I got some for the Honda, and I'm anxious to put them in there. I want to get some for the fog lights on Ruby, so they match the LEDs that she's already got in there. Um, but that's not big on the spending list right now. Got a little Toyota out there that's the wife's that I need to get fixed before we do that. So that's the next one on priority. And I also got to get my camper fixed. Need to get y'all a video out. I've been super lax on getting videos out. Had a lot on my plate lately, and I heard some news about the way YouTube is working and how they're paying out, and it's getting worse. Hey, if you're one of the 5 that are on there and you have not smashed that like button, please do so if you would, please. It helps what little YouTube algorithm is left out there. Oh, well, that's a scary picture. That's my little Movo camera light. It's pretty neat. Holds the charge pretty good. Um, and actually got a hot foot set up on it. Works pretty good. Thank you for whoever added the like button. I appreciate that. It's all part of this whole setup that I've got for the camera. You can put multiple things on there at one time. It's pretty neat. But again, I'm kind of behind on everything. But it doesn't look like we're going to have a big crowd tonight. Well, it's been warm enough to ride, Stephen, but now we're getting into the rainy season, and it's I just don't have time to do much with it. Be honest with you, I'm thinking I'm going to sell it, so I think I'm going to start cleaning out a bunch of stuff around the house, try to thin things out. We'll see how that goes. When I get a little closer, I'll make like a little video that of what's for sale, and if you guys want to DM me or something like that, that'd be cool. Oop. Some buttholes talking crap. I didn't see that, Mike. We are actually under a tornado watch or something, or maybe a warning down here for a little bit. Here in Florida, which is kind of rare, but I mean, it happens nonetheless. But I don't even think they've got tornado sirens down here. I don't know that that's something that's big on their agenda. Not sure. But, up home we had tornado sirens, and of course, you get one pretty close, they'll go off and they'll give you plenty of warning. You need to seek some shelter. Usually there's a pretty good storm involved with it when it happens. I didn't know they had a hurricane siren, Mike. What the hell's a hurricane siren? Does it sound anything like the air raid horns that they use for tornadoes? Interesting. Stephen, we've actually had some pretty decent weather temperature wise down here. Past couple of days and for the week, it's been in the 80s. It hasn't been real bad, but it's been extremely humid the past couple of days. I mean, you walk outside and you're like, holy cow, walking into pea soup. But for the most part, of course, it's nice and 72 degrees in here. So good Lord. Somebody's driving a motorboat through my living room here. I'll tell you, somebody needs to put a catalytic converter on that dude too. You got that many. We don't see a whole lot of bees here, Stephen, but we do have a lot of wasp. A lot of red jacket wasp. If you're not careful, they'll build freaking nests everywhere. Very rarely do we see mud daubers down here. Not saying they don't exist, but mostly what we see is wasp. Now, I have noticed that we have one of those wood boring bees. The ones that build their nest inside wood, they'll haul out wood, and that's where they nest at. We actually have one of the boards out there that has a nest in it. I keep forgetting to go by the store and pick up I think I'm gonna pick up a can of that expando foam and just fill the hole up. And maybe I'll get it when it's stuck in there, when he's still in there, and just kind of mummify it. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I need to do something with it. But they're about the size of a horsefly, if you know what a horsefly is. Or, maybe a bumblebee. But they're pretty good size. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, hornets are nasty. I watched this video. It was I think it was a short. This guy had caught some weird species of hornet in a butterfly net, and he tried to put it in a cup or something like that. And this hornet was getting pissed, trying to sting every time it go through there, and it was actually eating holes in the net. I'm like, you are a crazy SOB, man. I'd be killing that dang thing. Find the biggest shoe you can and just kill the hell out of it. I mean, this thing was flipping huge. I was like, I sure as hell wouldn't want to get stung with it. I think, I might be, I don't remember if I'm allergic to them or not. Um, it's, I remember getting stung by a bunch of wasps, and they had to take me to the hospital but that was when I was like 7, 8, something like that. Stirred up a big wasp nest that was at our house that I grew up in. And, I got stung like 7 or 8 times. It was crazy. Hey, Danny, what's going on? We're here for another like 10 minutes or so. If I don't get much more in there and we can't seem to get a conversation going tonight, I may call it an early night. Like I said, I have to get to bed and get up in the morning, cook breakfast for my wife and um, her friend. Excuse me. The dogs are having a hard life. They're just crashed on the floor. Too much excitement, apparently. I knew I forgot to turn them off. No, not right now. They're not. They're more content with sleeping. Been an exciting afternoon with a new guest dog in here and another person that they haven't seen in a while. So it's been kind of an excitement for them. I had a good dinner though. She brought down pulled pork with 2 different recipes on it. That was just fantastic. They're really good, and had coleslaw. So I made pulled pork sandwich with coleslaw on it and barbecue sauce. Man, that's some good stuff. I wish I would have had buns, but I didn't. I just had regular bread, but still pretty stinking good. So I'm sure my blood sugar will be out of the whack in the morning, but it is what it is. Anyway, there's Doc. Ooh, that's definitely no bueno. So, what do y'all think about the latest big story about Tucker Carlson? I'm hanging in there, Doc, doing the best I can. But like I said, what do y'all think about the Tucker Carlson thing? Now the story's coming out that since they're getting under the lawsuit and everything like that, that they actually fired him. And I would believe they fire him. They'll do anything to silence the truth. Um, these are strictly my opinions. Um, but they say stuff that doesn't meet the agenda, um, or what the policy they're trying to enforce. You are considered an enemy of the state, which is sad. But yeah, Doc, they definitely can't have them telling the truth. And I think that's what was happening. Sorry, guys. Hang on just a second here. I'm going to turn you off. All right. If we can cancel everything that offends us, why can't we cancel our bills and keep the services? That's what I'm saying. Driving for Instacart. Yeah, I mean, the thing with the Dominion voting machines and well, they can't prove it because everything's already been wiped clean. Well, of course it has. Are you kidding? They're going to try to cover up their tracks. Just my opinions, folks. Got to keep it real. But it's some big issues. And it's gonna affect the upcoming election. I guarantee it. I so need to go do a chiropractor. The ones like what you see on the videos where they do some serious cracking. But my neck and shoulders sure could use it. My neck has been so stiff for so long now. I wouldn't know what it feels like to be able to move freely again. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. But what we got. Huh. That's a terrible way to, Doc. That's a terrible way to break an engagement just because you don't want to talk about faith in God. What do you think the marriage is based on? What do you think the vows of marriage entail? Um, it's a sacred vow. It is. That's crazy, Mike. Wow. I never heard anything like that. That's crazy. You know, it's pretty sad because I mean, the biggest problem that I have is you can't I do something with that. You can't freely speak about stuff with the fear of being canceled. Not that this platform means that much to me as much as it did, because I don't make that much revenue off of it by any means. Um, I'm trying to work up some brand deals. Um, um, I'm gonna put this in here. What's up, Ice? How are you? Yeah, I mean, that's Mike, that's what they want to do. They don't want you to be able to own anything. And I mean, that's sad because, most of us are, the American dream is a house and vehicle, but it's in the end, it's just stuff. Well, that's good, Ice. I'm glad. Been struggling with life and lots of unanswered questions, but it's nothing I'm going to put out here on YouTube land. That's for 10% off. 10% off anything on the site, and they got more than just headlight bulbs. They got, I think they got some headlight assemblies for certain vehicles. Um, but it's a pretty comprehensive list of stuff you can get. Just put your vehicle in there, and you can search all sorts of stuff. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I haven't done the conversion yet on the Honda before and after. Excuse me. Good Lord. I want to do that. I need to do a video for it, but well, Mike, you're right about that for sure. Um, it all makes sense one of these days. But anyhow, well, looking at the clock behind me, it's just after 10. And I know this is a short one, but I'm going to call it a night, folks. Um, this was just a short one just to get out here to see what was happening, but there's not a whole lot going on tonight, and that's fine. Just as long as y'all are out there and you know you're still keeping it real, keeping the faith, and um, make sure to take care of yourself. Give your loved ones a squeeze. If you got parents still alive, make sure you tell them you love them, and make sure to visit them on a normal basis. I'm guilty of that. Um, I need to do so myself. So um, I do love y'all. I know that might sound weird coming from a guy, but I don't care. Um, y'all have a wonderful evening, and you know how to get a hold of me if you need to ask me a question or something like that. Please feel free. Go to my go to email and email me a question or something like that. I'd be happy to hear from you. So y'all take care of yourself. Take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless the USA. We'll see you later.